In the spring of this year, we started a new segment for the VPC where we highlight an enabler. You know, all of us who collect, maybe you have someone in your life who forces you to keep collecting. Maybe you have somebody who encourages you to collect in a way that carries on more than you would if you were alone without that enabler. Sometimes it's a spouse, sometimes it's a friend, sometimes that spouse ends up running a PEZ convention. It happens, I promise. What I discovered was that a lot of the times that enabler has a collection of their own. And we thought it would be fun to start highlighting those enablers and talking about their collections. So our next one is Becky Mathers' enabler, but he doesn't like to be called that, I've learned. He does not want to be called an enabler. It makes it seem like, you know, that Becky needs his money and approval to buy and collect. I think that it's more of a person who supports you when you're collecting. They like to call themselves partners in crime, and I like that. I like the partners in crime. They met. The guy's name is Len. Let's say Len's name out loud. I don't have to keep dancing around it. Len is met Becky because Becky worked in the toy department at Zeller's, and he was a regular shopper. Then when they started dating, they would go toy hunting and stuff, and she started seeing PEZ at the same stores, and she would pick them up, and then she was sucked in. So if anything, Len is the reason Becky started collecting, which is really cool. And that's less than an enabler and more of a teacher on how to collect and display the collection. And she made a note to tell me that he's a very bad man who gave her the collecting bug. And I think that's hilarious. So Len is a Star Wars toy collector. And today we are going to see his collection. So we're going to
do we want, is Len, I know Becky is helping. So Len, are we spotlighting Len or are we spotlighting Becky? I just want to make sure we have the right device.
Do Len.
Do Len.
Okay.
Oh, perfect.
All right.
Thank you. So we're going to spotlight Len. There he is. Whoa. Hey, looking good. All right. So you are spotlighted and you are unmuted. So it's all you, Becky and Len.
Hey, how's everybody doing? As you already heard the story, I don't need to break that down how we met anymore than that. My name is Len Bayliss. I've been a collector for 33 years, roughly. Not including when I was a child. I consider myself a collector as a child too, from the ages of about 7 until 14 when I got rid of all my stuff. And then I started collecting as soon as I started working again when I was 20. And here we are. I guess I'm going to take the camera now over, and I'm going to start by showing you guys the Star Wars room. And I'm going to start here actually by showing you guys, I'm going to start by movie. This is the episode 1 Phantom Menace shelf. And it goes all the way down there. From there, I'm going to go over here, and up top, you're going to see these are all Mandalorians. I don't know if anybody's familiar with Star Wars at all.
I've heard of it.
You know, I mean, but there's so much new stuff going on all the time, and so much new stuff being released that so many new figures are being released all the time. So that's kind of a Mandalorian shelf there. And now we go into, would be Attack of the Clones right there. And then down here, this is kind of a Clone Wars shelf. And back here, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to get this all in, actually. This is my Separatist party shelf. This is, I don't know how to explain this. This is one of my, I'm a big army builder. So if I can step back, Becky,
wow.
maybe you guys can see that. That is a battle droid army. That is a Separatist battle droid army, and Gungans, and the Geonosians as well. These are all battle droids here from left to right. They're all individually stood up. I use nails in their feet. They have little holes in their feet for pegs. I put nails in them and drive them into foam underneath. super battle droids.
You should see everyone's face right now, Len. I'm looking at people's faces and their jaws are just like wide open.
Guys, I've been doing this a really long time. This is a big achievement. This is a big goal to reach for anybody. 33 years solid. This is taken. And in the background here, you'll see these are all the Gungans. I mean, I keep saying Gungans, Geonosians who built all the battle droids. And this is their production line in the background. And all the pieces you see, are the most part, are all from play sets, but I just buy multiples and multiples of the play sets to be able to do whatever I want diorama wise.
Wow.
Up here, this is some crumpled paper in the back there just to make it look more like the caves in Geonosis. And this is kind of my, like, if you want to learn how to be a technician, come to the Geonosian School of Technology here. And we have all the courses going on and teaching them how to do different things on the production lines and stuff like that. And it was a good way to showcase some of the other vehicles that I don't get to showcase as much. Up here is the Separatist Party heads of state, I guess you can call them, all the leaders. The Moidians here. The IG-88 droids and that here. Over here, now we're going to get into some more fun stuff over here. This is my clone display. This is not one of every clone trooper ever released. It's get close. I'm probably about 20 shy right now. I do own them. I just don't have time to put them all up. Up here, because we're getting we're going past episode 2 in Clone Wars. Now we're getting episode 3. More clones, more clones, more clones. Hey, what do you know? More clones. Over here, we're getting solid into episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, one of my favorite Star Wars movies. A lot happens in that movie that, carries forward into the Star Wars universe for many, many years. Down here, we have a nice Senate situation here, all the Senate pods in there. Down here, you can't see, but I love to get vehicles out. Vehicles are one of my favorite things in the world next to play sets. Unfortunately, there's just no freaking room for it.
Right.
So this is all Army of the Republic. This is all Army of the Republic down in here. Here's some Jedi for you guys. This is a whole shelf of Jedi. This is one of every single character Jedi ever released up to date, except for moving past Revenge. It goes up to basically Revenge of the Sith. That's the end of Revenge of the Sith. Phantom Menace, Revenge of the Sith. Okay, hold on here. So now this is the astromech droid case. Whoa. Astromech droids are a really, really big part of the Star Wars universe. You see them in almost every scene there is. Some are hidden in there. They've done multiples and multiples, and including Disney does their own Disney. So these are all Disney ones here. These are very not expensive, but being in Canada, they cost me about $30 Canadian each. And they have holiday ones too that they do down here. You can see stuff like that. And this is 4 sides, and then there's droids in the back too. All the droids in the background up in the top here, those are all Disney droids that you can only get at the Disney parks. They're called Disney Build-A-Droids, and they basically have bins of parts, and you just go and make your own droids.
Yeah.
So I unfortunately have never been there. Oh, here's some top, and these are all movies too. This is episode 1, 2, and 3 on the top. Same thing, and then this side is more Disney droids. And then the front and back are movies. I don't know if anybody recognizes any of these droids. Of course, there's good old R2-D2 right at the top there. And
Someone's looking for a gonk.
A gonk droid? I can show you. I'm coming to that. You're going to see one of every gonk droid ever made by Hasbro. So from there, from moving on forward, from episode 3, we're going to go into up top here. Top shelf all along up here is that Solo. And they don't do as many figures for some of the smaller movies like that, the more current movies. Like on an average movie, like let's say Revenge of the Sith, they would have done probably about, I'm talking individual characters, and I'm not talking reissues and repaints and rescores and multiple retoolings either. Because any given figure could have 2 or 3 figures done. But why I look at it is that there's one of each character. So when you looked at Revenge of the Sith shelf, for example, that's one of each character in my eyes.
Right.
Up here is Obi-Wan, even though everybody's just watched the current Disney Plus series. moving over here and we're going into Rogue One. All along here. And then down here, of course, this is where we move into episode 4. This is what started it all in 1977. And keep in mind, guys, these are all current modern figures. These were all released from 1995 till now. These are not any vintage figures here. But this is one of every Cantina alien. Here we got some Gonk droids for whoever asked down here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's a couple more that are in expanded universe. I won't allow them to be in this section because these are only the movies right now.
Right.
This is episode 1 through 9. That's expanded universe. Now here we're going to the hero section over here. And basically I like to do one of each character. Like, so for example, I'm going to give you slight costume changes as well. There's Leia with her hood up, Leia with her hood down, Leia ceremony. Luke in his poncho, Luke in his desert, his farm boy outfit with his training helmet, you know, and it's scenes too. I'm looking for scenes, right? Hasbro's really good for giving you whatever you want for scenes, characters for every scene. Look at that, and here's all the astromech droids. These are all the astromech droids for the X-Wing pilots that fought in the Battle of Yavin. And then you move over here. This little guy over here was reported to be a spy, so I put him in between the Imperials and the Rebellion.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love
the details.
Down here, there's a guy out there, and it's called the Cardboard Galaxy. And he makes some of the most incredible cardboard dioramas, backdrops that you could ever imagine. So this leads right into from the ending of Rogue One, where Vader is trying to get the plans, to where they hand off the plans to the Tantive 4 when it starts in A New Hope. And that's that, the little diorama in there. And those are all parts that are given to us by Hasbro, all dioramas and stuff like that, except for the Cardboard Galaxy. Down here, I wanted to pay a homage to the Rebellion for you guys. All down here is all Tauntauns, snow speeders, equipment for the Rebellion. Back over here, we got the gun turrets, the big gun turrets in the back in there, the radar laser cannons. And now here's my big tribute to the Rebellion for you guys. I did this. This took me all week to do this.
Holy smokes.
One of every Rebel fighter that's been released by Hasbro since, I don't know, whatever. These are all modern. One of each. One of each.
Whoa.
And then going back, I'll start here anyways. And then I get paid a big homage for you guys. This is for episode 6. And in the back, I put, the heart of the Rebellion is always the Jedi, and whoever stood for the last of the Jedi, for what they stood for. So I try to give you that in each one of these diorama little side setups too. So this is the Battle of Endor from Return of the Jedi. This is the ground battle. This is the battle above Endor. This is all the pilots and everything from the space battle. This is Empire Strikes Back. This would be Hoth. And there's, of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi in the background, Spirit of Obi-Wan, always in the background, always pushing Luke forward, always helping him. Wow. Here we see, and again, I have Obi-Wan in the background as he was in episode 4. So these are all characters from episode 4, A New Hope. And last but not least, I go out into, like, for example, here, Enfys Nest is from Solo, but that goes into, these are the very beginnings of the Rebellion here, right here with Cassian Andor. And if you're watching Andor right now on Disney, you know what I'm talking about, the beginnings of the Rebellion that helped to crush the Empire in their 20-year rule. That guy's just not going to stand up. He's drunk today, so I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Ask about a time check.
How much, where are we on time, guys? I don't even know.
We got about another 6 or 7 minutes.
I think we can pull this off. You're not going to get everything today, though. That's for sure. Okay, so we go right into episode 5. Now up here, this is more Cardboard Galaxy. I want to go back and point somebody out here for you guys. Molly Camden. These little tiered shelves right here. Molly Camden, incredible. Thank you very much, Molly. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, she makes PEZ shelves too, folks.
Yeah, and that's how I kind of came to discover them at the PEZ convention. I put off buying them for 4 years and finally bought them last year. I'm really happy. This is Bespin Cloud City. This is a whole diorama up here. This is all Bespin. And like all the little scenes, like up here, each little individual scene up there, he's loading up hand solo onto the slave one there. They're fighting the end to get out off Bespin. Up there, the freezing of Han. More stuff over here, more good stuff. And then we go into the Battle of Hoth. These are all figures from that. This is again one of each character for the Battle of Hoth. This is the second half of Empire right here. Bespin, and then down here a whole bunch of Dagobah fun stuff. I got all the Yodas, one of every Yoda release put down there. You can see them. Hey, watch out! I drink too. Oh. Okay, there we go. So there, and I'm doing it in chronological order for you guys. Every movie.
Yeah, it's amazing.
This is Return of the Jedi. So this would be everything Tatooine, right there, and then down here, Battle of Endor. And then down here, everybody's new favorite show that they say has saved Star Wars, Mandalorian, because that would be right after episode 6.
Right.
A little shadowy down there, sorry, but you can see all the little baby Grogu's down there.
Oh my gosh.
And they've done them all. And they've done a whole bunch of stuff. They're crazy and they got me crazy, and I've been doing this a long time. I don't even know what they're doing. This is top ranking Imperials. Guys, I really wish I could have set my Imperial army up for you. It's way too large to do in 1 week, man. I would have been about 1,000 figures. But I did do something to give you an idea of how big my Imperial army is. These are like one of every TIE fighter that they've made, one of each. So here's a Commander Nova. He is Grand Admiral of the Imperial Navy. And so every one of these are box tops, or like a Coca-Cola flat or like a beer flat you get, and they're all full of figures. So these are all pilots and stuff like that. Scout troopers, Nova's fat ass on some ITST drivers. These are all Stormies. These are all stormtroopers. More Stormies, stormtroopers, officers, stormtroopers, snow troopers, and so on and so on. Okay, Becky's my producer is telling me to speed this up.
Oh. I think we could have done like a whole VPC episode of just Len. Just said a day with Len.
Yeah, pretty much. So over here is episode 7, 8, and 9. This is the first order army. More first order. This is episode 7. I'm going to move a little quicker here, guys. I have more to show you. Episode 8, and this is what it should have been at the end of episode 9 with the marriage of Darth Ren and her ladyship. I can't remember her name right now, for God's sakes. Okay, anyways, that's episode 9, and that's it for the Star Wars room. So I don't know if you guys noticed, I didn't show you any Tatooine stuff. Let's go do that. I just set all this up this week. This isn't Tatooine, but this is the Razor Crest. These are some of the biggest vehicles ever released by Star Wars. This is the Razor Crest. This bad boy was about $400 US. It all comes apart. It's really intricate. The Jawas are raiding it and taking it apart like they did in the scene in the show.
Wow.
Up here is the very first HasLab project they ever did, is the Katana. This thing is like almost 5 feet long. As you can see, there's Jabba and everybody in the background hanging around waiting for Luke to die. Alas, little do they know.
Right.
Right. It's not about that, right? It's about the Jedi, right? So these are all Jawas. I love the Jawas. Got a lot of those guys. Millennium Falcon here. And here we go. These are all Tusken Raiders, man. I love Tusken Raiders.
Wow.
Now there's probably about 5 different molds and about 9 different paint variations on them. So they're all in there. Jabba's Palace. These are all little play sets, cardboard play sets from Hasbro themselves. There's hand and carbonite in there. And you see the detail, like how they put they put a lot of detail. I don't know, are you getting that flickering on the screen there that I'm seeing?
Yeah, just a little flicker.
It's bad lighting in here. It's sorry guys, it's fluorescent light.
That's okay. We can still see very
Not sure
clearly.
we're out of it there. Okay. This is Tatooine Cantina. This is like two or three play sets put together. Over here, I got just a little city street scene for you guys.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I want to show you guys something. Becky keeps telling me I got to point this out to you guys. This is the PEZ dispenser from Phantom Menace. This is episode 1, Phantom Menace PEZ dispenser. He used to have Jar Jar sitting here, and his tongue would get the PEZ as it came out. So I incorporated into the always incorporated in my
Yeah.
Tatooine street scenes.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, this table, guys, this table is 13 feet by 3 feet wide. This table has had everything from a 6-inch scale Marvel City on it. That was a full, listen, guys, you know what? If you want to see more, I keep forgetting to mention this. On Facebook, look up X-66. X, the letter, dash, hyphen, whatever, number 66. That's my page. If you want to see more, go into albums, look at the albums. You're going to see how I make stuff, how I do things, because there's so much you guys are not seeing here. 3-4 years ago, we had a flood. I haven't even shown you guys. This is all freaking Marvel Legends, guys.
I think we're gonna have to have a Len part 2.
This is all freaking Marvel Legends, guys. This is my freaking armory, man. This is my Iron Man armory.
Yeah.
I mean, I can do this all day, and I have so much that I have stored away underneath that big 13-foot table that you guys here. Let me back up a little bit. So this is what I get to sit. I sit here and I look around. This is what I look at every day, man.
It's unbelievable. Yeah.
Oh, I think
There were a ton of questions, and we're not even going to get into them because I think you answered some along the way and things, but holy smokes. Oh, hey, I know that one. I know that figure.
Oh, yeah. Here's another HasLab piece. This is the Marvel Sentinel. Becky's taking stuff out here. This was about $400 US. It's a really nice piece, about 20 inches tall. Galactus should be here in a month. It's even taller than that, for God's sakes. This is all Marvel Cinematic Universe. So up here is all Endgame. And again, I'm an army builder. I have been. So you give me army builders, I'll build it. There's all the Dora Milaje right there for army builders. These are all Chitauri for the Thanos and his minions there. Down here, more Marvel Cinematic Universe. Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It's unbelievable. You wow.
And I'm not a completist, guys. I'm not a completist. So what I'm telling you is what I think is the best of the best of the best of each figure, basically.
Wow.
I do have doubles, but I'm not a completist. Down here is what's left of the back cave. This used to be on the floor. Unfortunately, during the flood, it got flooded. This is going to go back up. This is finally going to go back. I'm really looking forward to this. Putting the back cave up is going to go back underneath here. I'm going to take this row of shelves out here, and it's going to sit right in there now. And that's for my 6-inch DC figures. So all the DC figures are on this wall.
Wow. Well, I'm afraid we're running out of time, Len, but man, wow. Holy smokes.
Oh,
so we got your X.
The turtles have to say hello.
Oh yeah. Well, I do need that as a
you
turtle
want to
man.
talk about detail, guys? NECA is #1 leading detail company in the world. They absolutely look absolutely phenomenal. Even when they fall on the ground, they still look phenomenal.
Wow.
I think that's about it. Hold on, one more. One more. Micronauts. This is from 1970s. This is the Micronauts. This is what started it for me.
Wow.
And then it was Star Wars. And good old Battlestar Galactica, guys.
Oh, I love Battlestar Galactica.
My favorite, one of my favorite sci-fi shows of all time.
Holy smokes.
So that's pretty much it.
You know, I knew you had a collection. I knew you had a collection, but I did not know that.
We've been doing this a long time, brother.
I did not know the extent of what we were getting into today, but holy smokes. Thank you so much. And I put in the chat the X66 so that you can find Len's collection. I think you're going to get a little bit of traffic to that page.
Yeah, X-66. Please. More likes are better, the more followers are better. I usually don't say that. I'm not a big advertiser, but it's just my collection page. I'm not selling nothing. Please follow, please like.
What platforms? What platforms is it?
I'm only on Facebook, believe it or not. That is it. I could be everywhere, but I just kind of try to keep a semi-low profile. But
yeah,
I don't know. Who knows, right?
Who knew
you
that in
want-
a
I didn't
galaxy
even
far,
show you.
far
Oh,
away
here's all
called
the
Canada?
dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. There you
Oh
go.
my God.
These are all the new Mattel Jurassic Park dinosaurs.
Wow. I bet you guys didn't know that hidden away somewhere in Canada was this amazing collection. Well, thank you so much, Lynn.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Becky. Thank you
You're
both.
welcome
Thank
so
you,
much.
Becky, for finding
I
Lynn.
hope you guys can see us. Bye.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you. Holy smokes.
All right.